Hello, ladies and gents. So today we're going to be continuing our notes on rotations. These notes are good for both today, which is Tuesday, and also tomorrow, which is Wednesday. So we're going to be doing pages 19 through 24, 19 through 24 for today and all the way until Wednesday. All right, so our notes that we're going to be doing is from pages 19 to 22. So that's what we're going to do together. Okay, so first of all, let's just do a recap. That'll be very helpful. So as a recap, so right here, this says that we're going to rotate. So I'm going to zoom in. This is page 19, number 1. Page 19, number 1. Now, we know it's rotation. See, both of these are rotation. 1 and 2 is both rotations, but how did I know it's a rotation? Why not a reflection? Because it has a degree. And the fact that it's a degree means that this will be a rotation. And this right here tells me that I'm going to rotate it around the origin. That means 0, 0. So we're going to go around 0, 0. So that makes my life super simple. So I'm just going to take my highlighter and darken my axis lines. That makes my life a little easier. Okay, so because they did not tell us which way we're going, we automatically would go counterclockwise. Unless they tell us otherwise, we're automatically going to go against the clock, counterclockwise, which means to the left. So pretend you're driving a car and I'm holding the wheel and I'm going to be turning to the left. So that'd be this way. Or the other way you can do is put your pen in the center. Most of us are right-handed and our finger is going to be up here at the top. So we're at 12 o'clock and we're going to go against the clock. So 12, 11, we're going to be going this way. And then, so that right there is 90 degrees. Keep going. And that is 180 degrees. So 180 degrees, left or right, will end up in the same spot, but just be mindful which way we're going. In this particular case, it wouldn't have mattered. All right, so now that we have rotated 180 degrees, so this is our up right now. So I'm going to put this. So that is when I rotated 180 degrees. Okay, so now we need to know where all of our points are. So the letters that I gave me were P, K, N, and F, and I'm going to want to write that in that order. So P, K, N, and F. Okay, so those are going to be my points. So P, so if this is 0, 0, so if I'm looking at this normal right now, this would be -1, comma, -1, 2, 3, 4. And I would continue those points, just writing all those points down. Okay, so -1, comma, 4. And then we would just keep writing down all those points. So I'm okay with just putting this arrow down and writing down the answers. That's fine, fine with me if that's what you guys do. It's your job to finish those coordinates. Okay, so now let's do number 2. Okay, so if number 2, they say that we're going to go around the origin again. All right, this is a great review. So we're going to go 90 degrees. Ooh, they said clockwise. All right, so because around the origin, I'm going to go ahead and darken the axis lines. All right, so those are the axis lines. All right, I'm going to put my pen in the center and my finger at the top. Now, because I said clockwise, that means I'm going with the clock. So if I'm at 12, the next number would be 1, then 2, then 3, and so on and so forth. Okay, so I'm going to go 90 degrees. So my finger goes to 3 o'clock. And there's my new picture. So this is my new up from now on. Right here, this is my up. So I'm going to take these coordinates. So if that's up, J, V, Y, and R. So where would those coordinates be located? So if I was looking for J, that would be, so if this is my up right now, this would be -1, -1. And I would also write that over here. And then where's V? Okay, so V, now to me, at this moment, this is my y-axis. That's not what it was originally, but right now, if this is my up, then this is on the y-axis. So So if I do x comma y, the v is on the y-axis. The number -2 would go with the y, the x comma y thing. So that would be 0 comma -2. And if this is x comma y, please notice that the -2 is with the y. All right, so v is at 0 comma -2. And it's your job to finish those coordinates. So this is really good practice. We need to make sure that you guys are writing down the correct coordinates. We're just going to get a lot of practice with that. Okay, let's go ahead and go to number 3. Okay, so on number 3, I want you guys to turn this picture, so they said around the origin again. So I'm going to go ahead and darken my axis lines. Okay, and they said specifically that they want to go 90 degrees clockwise. So go ahead and turn your paper 90 degrees clockwise. Do that now. You're turning your paper 90 degrees clockwise. So you should have turned your paper 90 degrees clockwise. We're now going to see if you had done that right. So we're trying to catch where all of our mistakes are. So I put my pen in the center and I put my finger at the top. I want my finger to go 90 degrees clockwise. So if I'm at 12 o'clock, I would go all the way to 3 o'clock. I'm going with the clock, and your picture should look like this. So your picture should look like this. If not, we got to figure out where that error is. Okay, so this is my up. And we want B, X, and N. So our B would be +1, +1, 2, 3, 4. Now, that is where one of the errors are. When you only go one hop, a lot of people go, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Be very careful with that. That's a very common mistake. I've done it too. So 1, write it down, and then restart 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so be very careful with that. So 1, write it down, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and that is your new coordinate. Okay, and it's your job to finish those coordinates. It's your job to finish those coordinates. Okay, all right, let's look at number 4. So this right here is saying that we're going 270 degrees. Now they didn't say which way we go, so which way are we supposed to go? Automatically, which way do we go if they didn't say it? Is it clockwise or counterclockwise? Your answer is counterclockwise. We are always fighting against the clock. So counterclockwise. Now, is that to the left or to the right? That's to the left, just like Beyonce said. Always to the left, to the left. All right, and then this right here is saying that we're going around the origin, which is the only way you know how to do it at the moment, which is totally perfect. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and draw our axis lines. We're just going to darken them with either a highlighter or just darken it with your pen. Okay, put our pen in the center, put your finger at the top, and I want you to go 270 degrees counterclockwise. So go ahead and do that now. 270 degrees counterclockwise. All right, let's see if you guys did it. So we should have gone this way. Boop. 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 And you should have landed like this, where this is up. So that right there was 270 degrees counterclockwise. So 270 degrees counterclockwise. And please notice, 270 degrees counterclockwise was in the same direction as 90 degrees clockwise. Interesting. Okay, so we went 270 degrees counterclockwise. All right, so we want Y, K, B, and U. Where would they be located? So we want all those coordinates. So if this was our up, our Y would be located at +1, 2, 3. So we're at +3, and then -1, 2, 3, 4. -4. And you would just continue with all the coordinates. So it's your job to finish those coordinates. It's your job to finish figuring out where all those coordinates are located. All right. Okay, so then let's go on to page 20. So we're on page 20 now. We're on page 20. So on page 20, they said they were just rotating it, so we can immediately assume that we're going around the origin. Okay, so we're going to rotate this around the origin. They didn't say which way to go, so we automatically go counterclockwise. So 180 degrees around the origin, counterclockwise. Okay, so put your finger at the top. That's 90, and that's 180. And here's our new picture. So this is our new up. So if this is our up, and we wanted J, V, and K, where would those new coordinates be? All right, so J would be a +1, +2. So +1, +2. So that's our coordinate, and it's your job to finish figuring out where the other coordinates are. And then you would just write it over here. No big deal. Pretty simple, right? Okay. Okay, so still on page 20, number 6. Okay, so they said to rotate 270 degrees clockwise around the origin. So let's go ahead and darken our axis lines. That will help us stay organized. Okay, so put your pen at the center, put your finger at the top, and we want to go 270 degrees clockwise. So go ahead and turn your paper 270 degrees clockwise, and let's see if you get the correct answer. Turn your paper 270 degrees clockwise. All right, let's see if you get it right. So pen in the center, finger at the top. So we're going to go with the clock, because they say clockwise, go with the clock. So I'm at 12, the next number is 1, so my finger's going with the clock. So boop, that's 90 degrees. Boop. That's 180 degrees. And then boop, right there is 270 degrees. So this is our up. So your picture should look like that. So that was 270 degrees clockwise. 270 degrees clockwise. So K, P, T, and Q. So I'm writing them in the order that they are asking for. That way I keep them in order. Okay, so let's do K. K is +1, -1. And then you continue writing down the coordinates. And then you continue writing down the coordinates. Just nice little practice right there. All right. Okay, so nice little refresher. Number 7. Number 7, they said to translate. So this is different. This is translating. So this is a translate, which is a type of transformation. Translate. Another word for translate is a slide. So we're going to slide this. Okay, so here's our axis lines. And what we're going to do for each point, we're going to pretend each point is a 0, 0. So this letter right here, that kind of looks like an L, but there's no L. It's J. Okay, so we're going to go J. We're going to pretend that's 0, 0, and we're going to go -2, +4. So -2, that's the left, 1, 2. +4, that's up, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this point right here is now our new J. So J prime. Okay, E, we're going to go -2, 1, 2, +4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's my new E prime. M, we're going to go -2, 1, 2, +4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That is my new M. Okay, X, go -2, 1, 2, +4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's our new X prime. All right, we're going to take our ID, and we're going to connect the dots in the same order that they were presented. So J goes to M, which goes to X, which goes to E, and then it goes back home to J. And so, and I like to leave my ID right there on one of the sides, and then when I shade it in, I'm just smacking against it. All right, does that look legit? Does everything look like it's in the same spot? That these distances still look the same? Yes. Okay, so now that is our new answer. So we're going to take each letter, and if this is 0, 0, where's J? J is at negative 1, 2, 3, 4. So negative 4, comma, positive 1. And you would just continue with all the other points. So letting this be 0, 0, because it is, and then finding all the different coordinates. La, 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 la. Okay, now reflection. Okay, so this should be a nice little reminder here. Reflection. Okay, so for the reflection, this says y equals x. So we are reflecting. Now, I knew it was a reflection because this is not a degree. Not degree. So if it's not a degree, then that is not a rotation. Not a rotation. So if that's not a degree, it's not a rotation, it is a reflection. So we are reflecting over y equals x. And now because it is a positive x, that means that we rise from left to right. So here's my axis lines, just to help me out here. All right, so those are my axis lines. Okay, so we're at 0, 0, and then 1, 1, then 2, 2, and I just keep going like that. And it's very important to put those dots. That will help you stay organized. And then this right here is my reflection line. Okay, so now that we have that, I'm going to use my pencil. You always want to make a reflection line vertical to you if it isn't already. Okay, so because it's a diagonal, I'm going to do the person with the arms. So some people, they like to go diagonally. Remember, this distance and this distance should be equal. I personally like using the arms. It just keeps things a lot more organized. So J is 1 hop. So my other arm would also be 1 hop. So my new J is right here. That's J. Okay, and then C is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I landed right here. That right there is my C. Okay, and then my M is 1, 2, 1, 2. So this is my M right here. And then my K, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, until I hit the red line. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this point right here is my K. All right, take my straight edge. Now the order that they gave us, so C, my red C is connected to my red J, which is connected to my K, which connects to my M, and then I go back home. And it's kind of hard to see, so then I'm going to shade this in. And then everything should fall into place. Does this look legit? Kind of hard to see, but if we just look at our particular points, here is the black C, here's the red C, and the reflection line looks like it's right there in the middle, so that looks legit. J and the original J, yep, that looks legit. M, yep, those look legit. And K, so the black K and the red K, yep, the reflection line is right there in the middle, so I feel really good about this. Okay, so all we have to do now is write down the coordinates. So my red C is right here, so look at where the green axis lines met. And if you can't really tell, just meeting them up again and just make that circle way darker, and then that helps you refocus. All right, so that is positive 1, and then negative 1, 2, 3. So that is a positive 1, negative 3. And you just continue with all those coordinates. You just continue with those coordinates. All right, sweet. Okay, so that right there is page 20. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and go to page 21. We're going to page 21. Okay, so that was a recap. Everything that we just did was a recap of notes that you should already know how to do. Okay, so now this is where it gets a little tougher. We're going to be doing this for 2 days, all right? So take your time. Take your time. Do not freak out. It is A-okay. You're going to understand this eventually. Just stay calm and breathe. All right. Do not darken the axis lines yet. Don't do it. All right. So here we go. We are going to rotate 90 degrees clockwise around this rando point. And that random point is not even on here yet. So we're going to take a red pen. A red pen. So this will be something that will stand out, but when I highlight my my axis lines, that will stand out even more. So that's your goal. So this is going to be something that stands out that I'm about to do, but later on I can draw something even more standoutish. Okay, so here we go. We're going to be at 1, negative 2. So positive 1, negative 2. So here, right there, and I'm going to make this my fake axis line. Okay, so this is not real. This is fake. I'm going to pretend that this is my axis lines. It's not, but I'm going to pretend about it anyway. This is just one way how to do this. I don't want to teach you 17 different ways, so I'm just going to teach you the one way that you're already familiar with and just keep rolling with it. So we're going to pretend that this right here is our axis line. So we're going to pretend that red is the one for us. Okay, now you are going to rotate that 90 degrees clockwise. So this is where U was. We're rotating around this point. We're going to pretend that this point is our origin. So pretending this is our origin right here, we're going to rotate 90 degrees clockwise. So we're going to go with the clock. So we're going to turn it this way, 90 degrees. And this is our new up. Okay, so now we are going to write down the fake coordinates. And notice that this is in red, so fake. So I'm going off of the fake axis line. So where are my fake coordinates? Now, very important, you need to ignore these black numbers. Do not go off the black numbers. They're totally going to screw with you, so ignore those. Okay, so pretending that this was 0, 0, where would these coordinates be located? So our fake coordinates, if we're looking at our fake coordinates, we would be located at, okay, so W would be, I went over 0, up 1. So W, K, and G. So these are fake. These are the fake coordinates. So at 0, 1 is where W would be. My K would be at 1, 2, 3, 4. Not 2, it's at 4. So count your hops. So starting at 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4, comma, so at the red line right here. So that's 4 and then negative 2. Those are the fake coordinates. So starting at the fake 0, 0, we go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then negative 2. And my G, going back to my fake 0, 0, that's negative 1, negative 2. All right, so what we've done is we make a fake axis line, we rotated it, and we wrote down our fake coordinates. All right, so turn it back to normal. Here's the thing that we have been skipping. You need to replot these fake coordinates. You have to plot these fake coordinates. So We're going to plot the fake coordinates on the fake axis line. So at 0, +1, and that right there is my W. So it's W prime. I have +4. So from my fake 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, -2, 1, 2. That is my fake K. And then I'm going to go from my fake 0, 0, go -1, -2, 1, 2. And that right there is my fake G. I'm going to take my ID and connect those dots and then shade it in. All right, so those are my fake coordinates. All right, now I want you to tell me, where is that really located? Where is that really located? So we're going to actually take our highlighter and highlight our real axis lines, and I want you to tell me where those are located. So where are these really located? So going off the green, the real axis lines, my W is at +1, -1. So +1, -1. Okay, my K would be at +1, 2, 3, +2. And oops, sorry, it's supposed to be red. It's supposed to be red. Sorry. Momentary freak out. Okay, so sorry, let me try that again. So we're looking at the red. Looking at the red here. So red, the red K is +5, -1, 2, 3, 4. So +5, -4. So +5, -4. And my G, my red G, where's that really located? I went over 0 and I went down 1, 2, 3, 4. So -4. And it was on the y-axis, so the number is with the y. Okay, so those would be the real coordinates. So these are the real coordinates. So those were the fake coordinates, and these are the real coordinates. All right. So at this moment, you should have like a 5% understanding. No worries. Let's try it again. Okay, so number 2. So we're on page 21, number 2. Page 21, number 2. So let's try this again. So we are going to rotate 270 degrees around the point 2, 2. There's a typo. Apologize about that. Okay, so we're going to put the point 2, 2. Okay, and maybe there was too much red on this. Maybe that was just too much red. Maybe we want to change it to a different color. Perhaps we want to do it in pencil. Maybe that will be better. Maybe we want to use a different color highlighter. You do what floats your boat. But I'm just going to keep doing what I'm already doing. So here we go. So this right here is our fake axis line. So that right there is our fake axis line. Okay, so now we're going to rotate 270 degrees. So put your pen in the center and rotate that 270 degrees. So at our fake 0, 0, rotate 270 degrees. They did not say which way to go, so you automatically go against the clock. So you should have gone boop, 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 and this should be your up. That should be your up. Okay, so where are the fake coordinates? So pretending that this is 0, 0, where is our fake L, Z, and F? So I wrote the word fake. You should do the same thing. And let's figure out where those coordinates are. So my L is positive 1, positive 1. Your Z, so we're ignoring the black numbers. The black numbers are just screwing with us. So Z is positive 1, 2, 3, negative 1, 2, 3. And then your F, for us at this moment, it looks like it's on the y-axis. So that would be we went over 0 and we went down 1, 2. So negative 2. And the number is with the y. The number is with the y because it's on our y-axis. Okay, so we plotted our fake axis lines and we did our fake rotation. We wrote down our fake numbers. All right, so now turn it back to normal. Okay, so turn it back to normal. We're going to have to plot those fake points from our fake axis line. So from our fake axis line, and maybe you want to do this in a different color. Maybe red's not the one for you. You do whatever floats your boat. So that would be positive 1, positive 1. And that is my L prime. Okay, and then we have positive 3, 1, 2, 3. So from my fake axis line, from my fake 0, 0, I'm going positive 3, 1, 2, 3, negative 3, 1, 2, 3. And that right there is my fake Z. And then F, 0, negative 2. And that is my fake F. All right, so I'm going to connect the dots and shade that in. That'll just help me focus a little better. All right, and that looks legit. That looks like I just flipped around that right there. Okay, now I'm going to take my highlighter and highlight my axis lines. And I want you to tell me where these are really located. Where's the real location for this? What's the real location? So the real location, if this is 0, 0 right here, my L, which is right here, that is positive 1, 2, 3, positive 1, 2, 3. That's the real location. That's the real location. Okay, my Z is positive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, negative 1. And then my F, it's on the x-axis, so the number's going to go with the x. That is a positive 1, 2, and then I went up and down none. So it's 2, 0. I have a 0 in there, so that's xy. The number was with the x because it was on the x-axis. All right. So, recap. We plot our fake axis lines at this point. So we make red lines. Pretending that was 0, 0, we do our turn and we write down our fake points. Plot those fake points from the fake axis line. And then finally, using your real axis lines, tell me where that's located. Tell me where that's really located. Okay. All right. You should start getting the idea about this. Maybe you're only at a 15% right now. That's totally fine. We're just going to keep working on this. Okay, so I went ahead and plotted those points for you again. So just saving you a lot of time here. Okay, so this one says, oh, we're going to rotate 180 degrees at letter T. Hey, look at that. Isn't T at 0, 0? That was just the weirdest way in the world to tell us that we're going around the origin. So this is what we're used to. Sorry, that doesn't really look like the word origin, so I'll rewrite that. There you go. So we're just going around the origin. It was just the weirdest way in the world to say the same thing we're used to. So shoot, just turn it. Just turn it like normal. So so going against the clock, because they didn't say otherwise, boom, boom, here is our location. So this is our up. Because we're going around the origin, just do what you normally do. So R, S, and T, where are those located? So your R, that is Now the question is it 0, -3, or is it -3, 0? Well, I'm going to write xy here. So this is on the y-axis. To me, it's on the y-axis. So the number's going to go with the y. So -3 and then 0 here. So it's 0, -3. Okay, s. Okay, that it's a -4. Now it's on the x-axis. So that would be -4, 0. The numbers with the x because it's on the x-axis. And if you can't really tell, make your axis lines here. That might help. Okay, and then your t didn't turn. It didn't go anywhere. So it's still 0, 0. And all you have to do is take all those coordinates and write it in there because it stayed the same. All right. Okay, so on this one, we're at number 4 right now. Okay, they said that we're going to go 270 degrees. They said clockwise, so that's with the clock. And 1, 1 is going to be our fake axis line. So 1, 1, so right here. So I'm going to do that in red. 1, 1, boom. So focus just on the red, pretending that's my axis line. We're going to go 270 degrees clockwise. So put your pen at the center of our fake axis line and turn it 270 degrees with the clock. So you should be going this way. Boop, boop, boop. And you should be going this way. So this should be your up. Okay, so that's 270 degrees, and we're going to write our fake axis, our fake points. So V, S, and G, where are your fake points? And notice I wrote the word fake because these were not real. These are not going to be our answer. So from our fake axis point, from our fake origin right there, where's your V? That's +1, +1. Your S, it's on my X axis, so that's -2, 0. And it's on the x-axis, so it goes with the x coordinate. And your G, +1, +1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 4. All right, so we wrote down those coordinates. Turn it back to normal and plot those fake coordinates on the fake axis line. So starting at this fake 0, 0, we're going to plot those fake points. So 1, 1, that's my V. -2, 1, 2, positive, and then 0. That's my S. And then +1, +4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That right there is my G. Okay, I'm going to take my ID. I'm going to highlight those. Well, shade them in. Oops, wrong color. All right, that was my V prime. And those were all primes. Okay, let's write down the real coordinates. Where are they really located? So I'm going to darken my axis lines with my green highlighter because that stands out a little more than my red. All right, where is this really located? Okay, so my V was really at 1, 2, +2. For my green, my S is really located at -1, +1. And my G is +2, +5. And those are the real locations. All right. Okay, so we have 4 more problems, and then we'll be done with the notes. Remember, you have both Tuesday and Wednesday to work on this. All right. Okay. Page 22. We are now on page 22. All right. So you guys, I want you to see if you guys can do this with me. I I'm going to give you guys time to try it on your own. Let's see if you guys can do it with my help. All right, so here we go. So they said that we are going to rotate this around 3, 2. So what do you think you do first? Okay, so they said around this fake point. So what do you think you do? We are going to plot this fake point. So +3, +2, we're going to make our axis lines at that point. All right, so that's our fake axis lines. Okay, now what do we do? Now that you have your fake axis lines, what do you think you do next? Okay, we are going to rotate this paper. And they said to rotate 90 degrees. Which way are we going to rotate this? Are we going to go with the clock, which is clockwise, or are we going to go against the clock, which is counterclockwise? If they don't say anything, it's going to be against the clock. So we're going to go counterclockwise. Because they didn't say otherwise, we're going to go counterclockwise. So that's to the left, just like Beyonce said, to the left. All right, go ahead and rotate your paper 90 degrees to the left. 90 degrees clockwise, against the clock. All right. What you should have done was going against the clock. That's 12, 11, 10, 9. Boom. So this is 90 degrees. This is your up. All right. Now that we have rotated 90 degrees, what do you think you do next? All right. What you should have done was write your fake axis points. So, sorry, your fake points. Let's go ahead and see if we can figure that out. So, F, G, and H. Using this as 0, 0, where is F? Write it down. Where is G? Write it down. And where is H? Write it down. Go ahead and do that now, please. Okay, let's see if we got those. So if this is 0, 0, this would be my y-axis. So this would be 0, comma, 1, 2, 3, 4. So -4. 0, -4. It's with the y-axis. So the number, the digit, is with the y. All right, your G is positive 1, 2, negative 1, 2, 3. So -3. And your H, it's on the x-axis, so it goes with the x. So that's positive 1, 2, 3, 0. All right, so those would be the coordinates. Those would be the coordinates. Okay, so now that we have that, okay, what do we do next? Now that we have that, what do you think you do next? Okay, you should turn it back to normal and plot those fake points from the fake axis line. All right, so go ahead, take these 3 points, and from this 0, 0, plot those 3 points. So take these points right here and plot those 3 points from that fake 0, 0. Do that now. All right, let's see if you guys have plotted that correctly. Okay, so F would be at 0, -4, so over 0, down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this point right here would be my F. And then my G would be at +2, 1, 2, -3, 1, 2, 3. That's my G. And then my H is at +3, 1, 2, 3, 0. And that would be my H. All right, so I'm going to use my straight edge, connect the dots, and highlight that. And shade it in. Okay, so those would be my new coordinates. All right, so now what do you think you do next? What do you think you do next? Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to highlight your axis lines, your real axis lines, and you're going to tell me where those are really located. So using this as your 0, 0, that real 0, 0, tell me where the real coordinates are located. Tell me where the real, so 0, 0, tell me where the real F, G, and H are located. So go ahead and write down those coordinates, and let's see if you guys get the same answers. All right, let's see what you guys got. You guys should have gotten, for F is a +3, -2. Your G is a +5, -1. And your H is a +6, +2. And those would be your real coordinates right there. Those would be your real coordinates. Okay, all right, let's try again. All right, number 6, so we have 3 more problems. So this should be solidifying in your brain now. You guys should start, you think you might be at a 50%, but you're not sure. So this should slowly be solidifying in your head. Okay, so let's go through the same motions we did before. All right, so R, 270 degrees, C, where C is 1, 1. All right, so what do you think you do first? All right, what we're going to do is we're going to plot a point at 1, 1 and make your fake axis lines. All right, what do you think you do next? We're going to rotate 270 degrees. They did not say which way to go, so we're automatically going to go counterclockwise, which is left. So go ahead and rotate your paper 270 degrees counterclockwise. So when you did that, you should have gotten 90, 180, 270. So this should be your up right now. Okay, what do you do next? Okay, what you do next is you write down your fake coordinates. So your fake coordinates, so if this is 0, 0, where is B, A, and D? Where are those coordinates located? So go ahead and write down those coordinates right now. Okay, you guys should have written -1, comma 0. I'm sorry. I don't know where I got that from. Let me try that again. Your B is at -1, 2. So -2, comma, -1. So -2, -1. And your A is -1, 2, 3, 4. -4, comma, -1, 2, 3, 4. So -4, -4. And then our D is -1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So -5, comma, 0. It's on the x-axis, so the number goes with the x. All right, what do you do next? Okay, we're going to turn it back to normal, and we're going to plot those points from our fake 0, 0. So take those points and plot it at your fake 0, 0. So take those points and plot them into there. Okay, let's see if you got it. So you should have gotten -2, 1, 2, -1. So this right here is our B. Excuse me. From our fake 0, 0, we go -4, 1, 2, 3, 4, -4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is my A prime. And then my D is at -5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0. And it's on the x-axis. And that right there is my D prime. All right, take my red, and I'm going to connect the dots. I'm going to shade it in. Sweet. Okay, so now what do we do next? What do we do next? All right, we're going to actually write down where our real coordinates are located. So using our real axis lines, so going off the green, write down the coordinates. So if this is 0, 0, so using the real 0, 0, where are each of the coordinates located? So go ahead and write down where each coordinate is really located. Okay, so where's each point really located? So your B is at -1, 0. Your A is at -3, -3. And your D is at -4, +1. Okay, so we're going to leave those last two problems for a future review. So hopefully you wrote all that down. Please remember to type in your answers into your team's assignment. So the fact that you took notes with me today, that is going to go into the team's assignment. So I just need to make sure that you guys have been taking notes. So I'm going to be asking you for some rando numbers. Rando letters, such as I might just ask you for letter B for number 6. So that kind of thing. Other than that, congratulations, you're done with your notes. Go take a break and then start with working on your assignment. Fantastic. Go.